Well, you would think that, and he said, as good as we run the football, we should have the ability to take advantage of play action. And that should really open some things up. But they can't even do that. So that's a major problem when you're talking about your passing game.
And also, Wiggy, you would know this far better than I, but week 1, you're playing the Bengals. The Bengals haven't seen your offense because you really haven't shown anything in preseason, and it's the first year Van Pelt's calling the offense, so maybe they were on their heels a bit, but 1 week later, whatever non-existent passing game that was there was pretty much removed by the Seahawks. So I wonder if that's another reason you would go to Drake Maye, that you've maximized whatever you're going to get from Jacoby Brissett. It's time to see what Drake Maye can do. And it's clearly an inflection point in that organization. Like, we all agree that Mayo would play Drake Maye if it was up to him, correct?
Yeah, I would.
I mean, I thought he was leaning toward it. You could reference the press conference where he said, we've decided, I decided. I don't know, Curtis. Like a texter said, I got to find the text earlier, but when you look at Bryce Young and you look at Bo Nix, essentially they were saying that Gerard Mayo looks like a genius for what he has done in delaying the arrival of Drake Maye when it comes to starting quarterback.
I've also seen so many people bring up the fact that maybe he's saying it too much. He's overstating. We're behind Jacoby Brissett. We're behind Jacoby Brissett. It was just a year ago where we criticized Bill Belichick over and over again for not giving any type of support to the quarterback, not backing the quarterback. So it's like, what do you want? Do you want a coach that's going to say, we're going to stick by this guy, this is our guy? Or do you want a guy that doesn't say anything at all?
Wiggy, that's a 230 text. Mayo looks like a genius when you see the performance of Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, and Bo Nix.
Can you guys show me the player that would have been great but was ruined?
I mean...
Don't do it. Don't.
All right, I won't do it.
If you can be mentally overtaken, overwhelmed, destroyed by the speed with which you start in the NFL, you were never going to be a great quarterback in the first place.
Correct.
So, to me, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that Elliott Wolf performed this offseason in discussing the fact that you don't bring in top-line tackles, you don't bring in a guard, you don't augment an already weak offensive line, and then you say, I'd play Drake Maye if not for the offensive line. You were the one who created the roster. And we all saw Brissett have a little bit better. He was more elusive in the pocket on Sunday, but Drake Maye does that far better. He has a far better arm, and he's the future. The days of just sitting back and enjoying the 5-yard outs to Hunter Henry are kind of long gone.
Well, you complained last year. All last year we complained about our passing offense. This year, and I said it, if Jacoby Brissett is to play all year long, you'll have a worse passing offense this year than you did last year. And granted,
he just doesn't see doesn't see guys wide open.
And
maybe you can blame that on the line, like you brought that up earlier. Is he skittish because of
a backup
of the pass protection?
No, he's a backup. That's what he is. Like you're looking at a guy that is a backup quarterback and has been a backup his whole career. And when given the opportunity to start, you start to see, okay, this is why this guy's not a starting quarterback in the NFL consistently throughout the season.
He's been on 5 teams in 5 years. If you're good at the most important position in sports, you don't play musical chairs like that.
And if you go, okay, this guy's a good player to come in a game or two, maybe hold it together, won't make too many bad decisions, but's not going to do anything crazy, he's your guy. But if you're saying, we need this guy to be our quarterback and be our starter, then you're seeing what he is.
But maybe for Gerard right now, he thinks he needs somebody that doesn't make mistakes. And he's worried that putting Drake out there right now with that O-line, it's going to lead to really bad mistakes.
So then don't say we need to do more in our passing game. Curtis, say I'm cool with it.
On the text line and in the Twitch chat, what about RG3? So somebody who started early and was
Yeah, but he was ruined due to injury,
Yeah.
right?
That
And
was
he was
nuts.
good his rookie year.
He was
Pro Bowler.
awesome.
He was really
I
good.
think
And
he was Rookie of the Year.
He
yeah,
was.
Yeah, and then he got hurt. Like when you say like ruined,
We're not talking about some catastrophic injury. We're talking about
like a Sam Darnold.
seeing ghosts, whatever.
781 texter says Daniel Jones.
No, he just is just not that good. He was.
Yeah, Daniel Jones just has always
And I don't
sucked.
even think was Daniel Jones. I don't even think Daniel Jones was the starter his rookie year.
He came in.
So I mean, there's a
I mean,
guy.
they gave him a big deal after,
Right, but-
after 1 year.
Right, but we're
Like,
talking about as a rookie. I don't think Daniel Jones even started. That goes to more of Shyman and I's side of the fence, where a guy who sat and's not very good. Right? I don't think Daniel Jones started as a rookie. I could be wrong,
he
but
played 13 games in
Okay.
2019,
all right.
and he had 24 touchdowns, 12 picks.
So
By far his best year.
I mean, I was listening to Jones and Keefe yesterday on the way home from Gillette, and they made a great point about Jacoby Brissett, which is when you're looking at that veteran quarterback and the mistakes that you're expecting he is not going to make, and that's your reasoning when it comes to not starting Drake Maye. You did not get that when he took that costly sack on third down and didn't throw the ball away.
and is this
So-
team a playoff team?
No.
Wiggy suggested that they could be.
they have the formula for being one.
Especially when you look at how the rest of the NFL has looked through
Right.
2 weeks.
But
Great defense and ability to run the football.
is in other words, I guess I'll rephrase it. If Drake Maye has a couple stinkers where he throws 3 to 4 interceptions, he makes bad decisions, all of that, I believe the fan base will say growing pains,
Right.
not he ruined the season.
100%.
Right. Because you have to ask yourself this question, right? When you look at, and we bring up the Bryce Young situation, is it better for the Carolina Panthers to know what Bryce Young is his second year after playing his whole rookie year, and you're starting to see like he hasn't made any strides, he doesn't look like he's getting any better? Even if the team's bad around him, you could still see some growth.
It's better to know that early than wasting yet another season with Drake Maye next season, is what you're saying.
Right, because now what do you think's going to happen? It'll probably be similar to what we saw with Zach Wilson. He's just not the guy. We need to now find somebody to bring in at that position. Because
And
you
if we
can't
waste
wait
a whole-
forever.
If we waste a whole season, Drake Maye goes out there next season, we're all excited and he stinks.
Right. Then people are going to go, why didn't you play him his rookie year so we could have seen that maybe he's not ready or he's not going to be that guy. Right? And then maybe he has to go somewhere else and he figures it out over there or wherever it is, kind of the Sam Darnold situation. The thing in the NFL, whether it's, and I want people to really listen and understand this, whether it's a coach or a quarterback, the two most important positions, you need to know what you have relatively quickly so you can make the decision to move on or the decision, okay, this is the guy that we want to build around. And that's 3 years. I mean, look at Mac Jones. What was it, 3 years of Mac Jones? And we're like, yeah, all right, time for this guy to
Okay,
go.
but after one season, he looked pretty good.
He did. Right. There were people who said, oh, this is the guy. And then his second year kind of falls off a little bit. We blame the coach, rightfully so, because he hires somebody that has no qualifications. Then we give him another guy who has the qualifications his third year, and he still kind of has some of those bad habits.
But Greg, what was the one thing the organization did in advance of Mac's rookie season? They spent $250 million in free agency.
Yep.
And they built a team that was ready to help support and augment the guy they took at 15th overall. This past offseason, they did the opposite.
That's true.
Why would you not invest around a guy that clearly is going to need support as a rookie quarterback in the NFL?
Well, yeah, then you wouldn't have at least maybe the O-line concern that you have when it comes to Drake Maye and when you're going to put him in there to get killed.
Right. The only redeeming quality of this offense outside of Ramondre Stevenson right now is Hunter Henry. That was a part of that spending spree.
Right, and I think people look at Hunter Henry as like a good tight end. It's a good player, somebody you want to have, but not somebody that's going to carry a team. Like, you know, he's not the Travis Kelce or the Gronk that we've seen where you go, okay, we got the best in the business. We have a solid tight end in Hunter Henry who is going to have a game like he had the other day, but that's not going to be something that we see all the time.
What happened to Travis Kelce, by the way?
Oh,
I told you this before the season started. They're keeping him in the garage. It's like a really nice car, Greg. You throw the car cover over him. He's just sitting in the garage. They'll use him sparingly here and there, but then come the playoff
the
time, they'll
Taylor
let him
Swift
out.
effect.
I feel like his head isn't in the game.
No, he's
he's focused on something else. He's too busy writing love sonnets.
It's called old age.
nah, ain't got nothing to do with it.
He's
Greg,
absolutely fine.
I can't believe we have spent, I don't know, what's this, 5.5 hours on the show since Sunday without bringing up the biggest story of the weekend.
What was that?
Taylor Swift is a big Harrison Butker fan.
Oh, come on.
Did not
I
know
mean,
that.
did you see her jumping up and down,
Well, yeah,
applauding
her
his
boyfriend's
kick?
team won.
Ooh, he says stay in the kitchen.
And Travis spoke about Harrison when that whole thing first happened. He said he knows he's a good dad, a good husband. He doesn't agree with everything he says, but
Just women.
She was
stay your
wearing
ass
a
in the
Butker
kitchen.
jersey, if
he
you
was
saw
not.
it.
She was not wearing a Butker jersey.
She sure did.
she
No,
wasn't.
but it is the Taylor effect. He's gone downhill since he started dating Taylor as far as his production on the
I
field.
told you.
Wiggy, in the
He's not
playoffs,
even-
he was awesome.
Yeah,
Just
he was
like
good in
Ray
the
J.
playoffs.
He's not even. He's in New York going to the openings of restaurants. He's not
Right.
even practicing. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
because
the
they
issue.
don't need him.
Time to
They
get
don't
his
need him in
beard
the
back.
regular
Why is it
season. They
Patrick
need him in the
Mahomes?
playoffs.
Why aren't you mad at Patrick Mahomes for
Because
going to New
Patrick
York?
Mahomes
He
is good.
plays and looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you see this? Oh my God, TMZ, Taylor Swift and Mrs. Butker doing a cookbook. This is going to be unbelievable.
Travis needs his beard back. That's what he needs.
He
back,
did get a new haircut.
Get back to your when you had the hood pass. Now he's completely gone. He's got
Every time he has to bring up that Travis Kelce is no longer sleeping with African American
Well,
women.
he's not. He's completely lost his mojo. It's like Tiger Woods when he was banging Denny's and IHOP waitresses. He was spectacular. You know, you lose your mojo when you get rid of the things that you're used to doing.
Yeah, he hasn't lost his mojo. It's,
No, he
it's called
has.
load
Absolutely
management.
fine.
What
Now
is
he
this,
looks-
Austin Powers?
Now he looks like a 70s porn star. That it's like, come
It's a
on,
different
Trav.
vibe.
It's
Uncle
different-
Rico.
and he's wearing a horrible Gucci Kangol hat that looks like just horrible. Trav, man, come on, come back, and you'll be back
God.
to
He'll be back.
all
He'll be back.
pro.